We are just over a week away from Chipotle Nationals when 8 of the best teams in the country converge on Brownsburg High School trying to grab that Chipotle Nationals title. And joining us right now is the star of the number 2 seed, Paul the 6 Panthers, Darren Harris. Darren, my man, what's going on?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Oh man, I gotta imagine, you're a little anxious by now, anxious at this point. I know you're grinding, but the first question is pretty obvious. What is it gonna take to win the Chipotle Nationals crown?
I think it's gonna take everything we have, honestly. I think 3 games in 3 days is pretty tough, especially playing the teams we're gonna have to play. We're familiar with most of the teams in the field, like we played most of them during the regular season. So I think we have a great chance of winning it. And yeah, it's, 1 game at a time.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, 1 game at a time was a great method because you guys won the last 19 in a row. What type of momentum will that give you headed into Brownsburg?
It's gonna give us a lot of momentum for sure. I think our confidence is really high right now. Like our chemistry is really clicking right now. I think we got hot at the right time, and I think last year like it was different because we lost the conference championship. So I think we're kind of like still stuck on that. And then we got the invite to Geico, and obviously it didn't work out well for us. But I think we're hungry this year.
Yeah. Well, you touched on that next question that I had. I was curious because you did play in the Chipotle Nationals last year. How much will that experience help you in this specific tournament?
But I think it'll help us a lot. Like last year, I think we were mostly young, mostly juniors.
Right.
So I think we were kind of like just happy to get the invite, happy to be out there,
Okay.
happy to play one more time for our seniors. So I think this year, like it's a different mentality because we've already done that. We know we could compete because I think we gave Link their best game last year, definitely at Geico.
Yeah.
They ended up winning it all. So I think now we have the confidence that we can win it all. We're the seniors now. We have the experience of how to win, how to lose. So I think it's gonna help us tremendously.
Yeah, now you guys are running it back with IMG. You guys had a classic matchup in the City of Palms. You guys pulled it out by one. People say it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and some people say it's hard to beat a team 2 times. I don't know if I believe that, but what's your perspective? What is it going to take to make it 2-0 for the season against IMG?
I think the first time we played them, it was kind of like we kind of played like up and down throughout the whole game. Like we had good stretches, but we also had bad stretches. I think we didn't like play our smartest game. But
Right.
I think they're a team that's like clicking right now. They're playing. They've gotten better throughout the season. So I think they're a scary team to play right now. They have a lot of talent. I think they're starting to figure out how to play together. So I think we're gonna have to defend really well. They take our matchups personal and just play as a team and try to be more together out there.
Yeah. Now, speaking of City of Palms in that same tournament, you guys were also the first team that, you know, made Montverde human, so to speak. Everybody was like, I don't know if anybody can come close to beating them. You guys almost got them. Everybody was talking about that. I know you're a competitor, so it's like, we still lost, right? But what do you did that build you guys' confidence? Did you take something from that loss? Did that let you see that, hey, yeah, we definitely can beat them. We can beat the best in the country. Is that what you guys took from that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you said, we're all competitors, so obviously we still lost the game. I think the game was kind of ours. We kind of lost it ourselves,
Right.
honestly, with some turnovers and stuff like that. But like I said, I think like you nailed it on the head. Like we can definitely compete with any team in the country. I think like after that game, that's kind of when our run started. Like because we had all the confidence in the world, we can beat anybody because we almost beat the number one team in the country. So
Yeah.
I think that game definitely gave us a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Now, speaking of confidence, you have to be a pretty confident player to score 52 points. I mean, you did that last month. I just got to know, man, just from my personal knowledge, what is it like being in that zone?
I mean, it's like an unreal feeling, honestly. Like you don't really like feel anything. You're just out there playing. You're not thinking about anything. Like it's just like you're in the gym by yourself, honestly. So I think it was kind of like crazy. It was like I described it like the flow state. Like I was just out there like
Yeah.
flowing. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just playing my game, and
Mhm.
the numbers came out great.
Yeah, they definitely did. They definitely did. There was a viral pic recently of you and most of you guys from the 2024 Duke's #1 class after the UNC loss at Cameron, and all of y'all looked, I mean, like you had just played in the game, right? So curious about how that loss affected you guys, and like what do you personally take from something like? Do you take that personal even right now?
I mean, yeah, we're all like really competitive. We're all killers. We're all hungry to play next year. So I think, seeing that rivalry up and close, sitting in the first row, it was kind of like surreal, and it kind of woke us up. I think, seeing how
Yeah,
physical the game was, seeing how tough UNC played, how
right,
tough how UNC out tough Duke. So
right.
I think like next year, like I think you can like count you can we're a tough class, so I don't think that's gonna happen next year. We're not gonna get out together like UNC did at Duke. So I think we're just hungry to get back next year and play them.
Yeah, well, speaking of that class, obviously I've talked about it a second ago. Number one class in the country. Everybody's raving about it already. Talk to me from your perspective. I'm sure you guys are already on a group chat. How good can you guys be from your perspective as one of the players?
I mean, I think we can be, obviously scary good, just off talent alone. But I think, our personalities and our competitive nature also clicks as well. We're all
Right.
unselfish. We're all really competitive. We want to compete for everything. And I think that's going to show out next year.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Now it's March Madness. I mean, you're gonna have your own madness of your own in another week. But I'm sure you already filled out your bracket. I'm sure you were very objective, right? I'm sure you were very objective. But my guess is you might have a team from Durham going pretty far. So talk to me about Duke's chances. How do they get it done? How do they keep advancing? Put your analyst hat on.
I mean, yeah, like honestly, like all my life, I picked Duke every year because I've been a Duke fan growing up. And I kind of like feel wrong not picking them, so I
Okay.
definitely picked Duke this year. And I think that the way they ended the season kind of gonna motivate them in March Madness. Like I've been on a team where we lost games in the middle of the end of the season, and we kind of go on a run in championship moments because we're so motivated from how we ended the season. So I think that's gonna benefit them. I think everything happens for a reason. I think those losses, the NC State and Carolina are gonna motivate them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll be watching your Blue Devils, and we will certainly be watching you and the Panthers next week at Chipotle Nationals. Darren, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.